The dark side of steroids in WWE, what they don't tell you. Now, I've known for years that they've been using steroids or injectables. I don't know how YouTube feels about me saying steroids. Yeah, I've been knowing this ever since I've been watching WWE. I really realized when Triple H, I think it was in 2010 or 2012, and he came out, I think he got attacked backstage. I don't know if it was at Fastlane or something, but he was limping. He was looking very, very deflated. His muscles were looking very, very flat. And then a couple months later, he was looking all full and all big and all juiced up. So I already know the whole story, the interview with John Cena, a whole bunch of interviews with a whole bunch of other superstars, Randy Orton, just a whole bunch of things with steroids. But we're going to see the truth about steroids, Shawn Michaels, just a lot of individuals, a lot of WWE superstars have used it, but they would not come out and admit it. We're going to see what the dark side of steroids are in the WWE.
Well, if there's anyone I can trust, it's a stranger at the gym holding a dirty needle. Here, Stewie, try this. Yeah!
It's no secret that the industry has faced allegations and controversies surrounding the use of performance-enhancing substances, including steroids. And throughout its history, sharing their personal
Undertaker.
of steroids and the pressure to maintain a certain physique in this highly competitive world. So today, we will be taking a look at some of the wrestlers that have either come forward or have allegedly taken any substances.
Now, I do know the Undertaker. I know that he has before. There was an instance where he left, and then when he came back, he was all juiced up. I know Kane probably has. John Cena definitely has. Rey Mysterio even has. Edge, a lot of superstars. Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. Too many people to count have used it, and it's fine. It's not fine to use steroids, but I do know there are individuals that use the steroids and they can't hide it. Even though they want to deny it, they cannot hide it. But let's see what he says. Hulk Hogan, for sure.
Wrestlers at the time was Hulk Hogan.
I already knew Hulk Hogan. I knew he was.
Owner Vince McMahon stood trial after the US government accused him of distributing steroids to his wrestlers. Surprising to many fans at the time, it was one of Vince McMahon's top stars that stood up in court and openly admitted to the steroids abuse within the company. Hulk Hogan testified in the 1994 federal trial that not only had he taken steroids, but he had been doing it for 14 long years.
Damn. Yeah. I didn't know he was doing it for that long.
Headquarters. He would pick them up along with my paycheck, fan mail, or whatever.
When I got in the business, the guys were huge, larger than life, and the steroids were illegal at the time.
Considering his
he was
in the company
he was on camera saying this too. Oh. Jeez. I already knew Hulk Hogan was using it. Anybody can tell Hulk Hogan was using it because, first of all, I know it was a different era back then. Balding was definitely different back then. But my man was balding at 28, 30 years old. Quick. And I know, like I said again, I know the testosterone levels are different back then than how they are now. 30 now versus 30 back then is completely different. But he was going bald quick, and he was real big and juiced up. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Being the face of WWE at the time, you can somewhat understand the pressure he was under. And the same can be said for another top star at
Ultimate Warrior.
Arguably one of WWE's biggest stars of the late 1980s and early 1990s. Partly due to his amazing physique. Ultimate Warrior. Captured the WWE title against Hogan at WrestleMania 6 to become the first ever champion to hold both WWE and the Intercontinental Championship. But like Hogan, the pressure and culture of the business gets to you. When thousands of fans are screaming out your name week in out, it can mess with one's mind. In the end, the Ultimate Warrior was let go by WWE in 1992.
It is tough, like when you're in that position, when you're at the top. It's kind of hard. When you're in that position, you have everything to gain. You have so much to lose. and everything to gain at the same damn time. You're the face of the company. You're the champion. You have a look that you have to keep up. You can't look like a average Joe. You had to look top of the line. You had to have the physique, the size, the muscle, the abs, everything. You got to be on point. If you're gonna be the face of the company, especially back then in that era, you had to be on point with everything. So it was kind of like you really had no choice. Naturally, you couldn't do it by yourself. You couldn't do it by yourself. You couldn't. So it was a tough era back then. Way tougher than it is now. I know there are superstars that take steroids now. I know there is. It's not my business who take it or not. You do what you do. That's your business. That's not mine. But I do know that there are some superstars that do take performance enhancement drugs. I do know that. For sure.
Was investigating them for drug use. Vince McMahon stated that the Warriors' experimentation
Vince even used it.
Was the reason he was let go. However, Warrior in many interviews and court exposed the WWE, stating the following.
I think steroid thing, talking about it, is a catch-22, so I won't even go there with it. I think there's a certain level that athletes reach where they have to make a conscious decision as a mature adult whether they're going to play by the rules it will take to be the best in the world.
And thus many consider the early 80s and 90s the peak of when the steroid abuse had begun.
Oh yeah.
WWE. You would be mistaken. While the trial did eventually stop the rampant abuse of roids, WWE stopped supplying it to their wrestlers. This subsequently just ended the era of horsemen and brought forward a new generation of wrestlers like Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, who was similar but more agile and
Bret Hart used it? I mean, I know steroids isn't gonna have the same effect on everybody. Like somebody can be really juiced to fuck up and you wouldn't even tell that they were on steroids because they look like an average Joe. You know, some steroids don't really help everybody. You can work out as hard as you want to work out. You can be on steroids and you can work out as harder than anybody else in the gym and still look like an average Joe. I mean, so steroids work on some people better than others. It all is genetic based as well. You know, if your muscle bellies are good and you know you got the good genetics, then it'll work better for you. But if you just don't have the muscle bellies or anything like that, then it ain't gonna look as good. If Bret Hart was on steroids, then I couldn't tell. He looked like an average Joe. He was still in shape, but he didn't look like anything crazy, like a freak of nature.
Wrestlers. However, in an industry with larger-than-life characters, one's physique is an integral part of standing out from the crowd.
You are technically correct.
One such
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, China. Oh yeah.
Very quickly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
In WWE in February 1997.
Oh yeah.
As the
For
enforcer
sure.
of the villainous stable known as D-Generation X. With her muscular physique and imposing presence, she quickly stood out among the other female performers.
Mark Henry, he was never on steroids. I guarantee he was never on steroids. Guaranteed.
Set her apart and garnered attention from fans and critics alike.
And because she was on steroids, unfortunately, it took her life early. Unfortunately. RIP to China. You know, WWE did her dirty. When she wasn't resourceful anymore or useful, they just tossed her to the wind. You know, but China definitely was the face of that steroid abuse, for sure. She was built like a man, and I don't say that as an insult, but she was literally built, had the physique of a man.
But
literally.
Argue, her body went through two transformations while one being potentially when she had been using steroids. I mean, just look at her image. The jawline is a bit of a giveaway. Like others, she started in bodybuilding very young, where PEDs are very common. The other being when China wanted to soften her appearance early in her career to advance it. China took time off from the WWF in 1999 to have breast enhancement surgery, a nose job, and her jaw shaven down. She wanted to come across as more feminine, which could have been one of the side effects from the roid abuse.
Find that suspicious.
Tragically, China passed
Yeah, it took her early.
problems, which are common issues with
It took her early.
steroid users and wrestlers dying young.
Yeah, it took her early.
Played a part. But
RIP to China,
Vince
bruh.
McMahon openly admitted taking the stuff, it would make it hard for others to say no. Vince McMahon admitted to steroid use in the 80s. Whilst under oath,
I forgot who he faced. I forgot who he faced. It was in the 2000s. I gotta look that up. I'll put it on the screen, but if I remember. But he was juiced out of his mind. I forgot who he fought. Was it Stone Cold? I think he fought Stone Cold. He was juiced out of his mind, bro. Big as hell. Yes, Vince has used it multiple times. Multiple times. No denying that. If you don't think that he's been using it, you're tripping. Vince has definitely used it.
Federal trial for distributing steroids to his wrestlers. And at 77 years old, McMahon's physique far defies his age. I wish I would look like that at that age.
Oh yeah.
I don't even have that physique at 30 years old. So the issue with his physique was probably
look at his physique.
2002 Royal Rumble match against Ric Flair. McMahon
Look
like a beast. And in comparison,
yes, that's roids.
Boy, considering Ric Flair was 53 and Vince was 57
He
at
look.
the time.
Come on,
It's
bro.
hard to notice the gear he may have been on. However, he has denied any steroid use ever since the trial. But with a physique like
Look at that.
at his age,
Look at
McMahon
that.
is not fooling anyone. Similar to this was the case for The Rock.
The Rock, yeah, he was on it too.
Trying steroids back in college, but
Yeah, you're still trying it, bro. You're still on it. There's no way The Rock is in his 50s looking bigger than a lot of 20-year-olds. No way. Naturally, no way. No way in hell. No way in hell. Is The Rock looking like that at 50 years old? No way. No fucking way.
apparently
No way.
stop. Allegedly.
You sure about that?
Look, and he's bigger now than when he was in his 30s.
In 2001, The Rock never really had a physique worth shouting about. Sure,
Nope.
he looked great, but in comparison to the other wrestlers around him, he
just looked like average Joe, like an average Joe.
There may be one moment in his career where fans may have remembered when The Rock briefly wore a shirt and track pants back in 1999 instead of his usual black trunks and pads. While some may have thought it was part of the badass gimmick, but the truth is, The Rock had man boobs.
You're gonna need surgery on your face just like you had it on your boobies.
He admitted to having surgery in the 90s.
Did he have the
procedure sometimes
gyno?
called a moob job, and the shirt was just to cover up the scars as he recovered. Since at the time, he was on the rise. It should be noted that having
Yeah, he had
gyno is a
gynecomastia.
side effect of steroids, where men experience growth in breast tissue.
Yep, I remember that. I think they say that's one of the only surgeries he's had. Well, not one of the only surgeries, but the early surgeries that he had. Of course, the gyno is a very clear indicator that he is a user of the shit, of the PEDs, for sure. The Rock, 100%, and I'm pretty sure he still takes it now. He probably slowed down a little bit because he's getting up there in age and he knows the effects that it could have on him in the future. But yes, The Rock 110% uses PEDs for sure.
So
For sure.
considering where he is now in his career and the body he has,
Yeah.
I don't think anybody had any doubt whether or not he may be using it. However, it's important to note that a wrestler's appearance isn't always telling of their PED abuse. One
Yeah.
wrestler that may surprise many of you watching the video right now was Umaga. He had a successful stint in WWE.
Umaga uses it?
He have never captured any world title. However, he did have memorable feuds with the likes of John Cena and CM CM Punk, and he probably will be remembered the most for his Battle of the Billionaires match against Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania 23. But ever since Eddie Guerrero's
Eddie, he used it, unfortunately.
Substance abuse, WWE wanted to take a stricter approach to any sort of drug abuse in WWE, and they introduced the wellness policy. This subsequently ended Umaga's run due to his use of anabolic steroids and growth hormone.
I did not know that Umaga abused steroids. I mean, I know he wasn't like jacked. Like I said before, you don't have to be like jacked, or you could like an average Joe and still be on steroids. It just responds differently with different people. But Umaga, rest in peace his soul, he's a naturally big dude. He don't have like, it doesn't mean he don't have muscle, they're just not visible because he has a lot of body fat. Dude is still strong as hell, but some people use steroids for like recovery reasons too. They use that for recovery reasons. It helps them recover like from an injury, and I'm pretty sure Umaga was dealing with injuries, nagging injuries, you know, traveling on the road, not being able to treat them. Got addicted to painkillers, which is a common issue as well in the WWE that I do know of. So yeah, steroids can also be used as like for healing. You know, it helps you heal. Like it helps the recovery process so you can train more and stuff like that. I do know that. So I don't know why he was using steroids. Of course, you know, he was at the top of his game, having constant feuds with Triple H, Umaga was having constant battles with John Cena, Jeff Hardy, Bobby Lashley, Triple H, Batista. You know, he was having a lot of physical matches with these specimens, bro. So he needed to recover quick, and he was on the rise. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to become world champ. I wish he was at least a WWE champion, at least had one reign. But yeah,
in 2007,
I didn't know that.
he and other professional wrestlers were reported to have purchased pharmaceuticals from an online pharmacy, which violated the WWE's talent wellness program. And a second incident occurred in 2009, with a refusal to get treatment meant his release from the company. Tragically, he passed away in 2009 at the age of 36 due to
too young, way too young, bro.
And failed liver. The abuse
from the steroids and painkillers too.
Disease, and when people have an enlarged heart, which could have contributed to his heart problems.
Bro, him and John Cena used to fight, boy.
Admitted to using was Triple H. He was said to be taking medical steroids in 2002, only as prescribed by doctors to help him heal from an injury. So whilst
it does go with injuries too.
Over the years, it remains impressive, and rumors are to believe that he may have gone off the juice when he and Stephanie McMahon started a family, and it showed over time. The game seemed to lose mass and even started showing a bit of gut. This was around 2004 when he started up the stable evolution. It is worth noting that WWE has strict rules and testing procedures to ensure that wrestlers do not abuse performance enhancing drugs. However, former WWE stars Ryback and Scott Steiner both—
How did I forget about Scott freaking Steiner, bro? Big Papa Pump. How could I forget about him? He really abused that shit. Him, you could tell like in the veins in their arms too, it's all like scrap. Batista used it too, unfortunately, once upon a time. Ryback, oh, he was, hell yeah. Ryback too. But damn, I forgot about Scott Steiner, bro. He was a beast.
Due to his family link, stating Triple H has never even had to do a drug test. Scott Steiner went on to say the following:
"We really want you, but we want you to take a drug test." Man, it's like that was basically my you know, like, yeah, tell that motherfucker picked up a limousine and we'll go down together. So I know that motherfucker had, you know, juice to the gills, man.
whilst Ryback mentioned that Hunter's whole career has been made on steroids.
When Scott Steiner got off the roids, bruh, I remember that. He looked like he was sick.
I wouldn't be surprised if he never was. Hunter's whole career's been made on steroids. I grew up watching the guy. Without them, he doesn't exist in pro wrestling. So it's very biased with what they do there and all that. But the policy in itself is, I love it. I wish they had the strictest drug testing in all of wrestling.
Triple H's nutritionist also kinda admitted that he's probably taking small amounts of steroids, but notes that Triple H has never failed a drug test. Guys, girls, do what you want with that information, right? But speaking of Ryback, known as the big guy, Ryback was a popular WWE star in the 2010s. He embodied the classic image of a wrestler, a massive, muscular powerhouse
that was very dangerous to work with, from what I've heard from multiple wrestlers, more so CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Two people that don't really like each other agree that Ryback is one of the most dangerous people to work with. I think I need to do a video on Ryback too. I need to do a video on how Ryback is one of the worst, well, allegedly, well, not even allegedly, he is one of the worst wrestlers to work with, said by wrestlers that have worked with him. So I might need to do a video about that too.
Despite his
Definitely gotta do that.
physique, he never really connected with the fans, and you can argue there was a brief moment where he was starting to,
he was kind of over
fans with his,
Feed Me More, yeah.
And whilst WWE did try their best to get him there by making him feud with CM Punk, this ultimately led to his downfall. Considering his position within the WWE at the time and him being very green, mistakes were bound to happen. This led to CM Punk to have a deep-hated passion for the big guy, which led CM Punk to mockingly call him
steroid guy, and he's very I call it like I see it.
Surprisingly, Ryback confessed to using steroids. Ryback's association with PEDs began even before his wrestling career. This was at the age of 19, when a bodybuilder introduced him to that world. From then on, Ryback believed that PEDs were necessary for success in professional wrestling. So, guys, what are you gonna do? I would know that he has gone on to say he has stopped using it though. But the trend of bodybuilders turning into professional wrestlers and continuing to use the juice doesn't seem to have gone away in recent times. In a hilarious turn of events, Braun Strowman's colossal size has led many to wonder.
Oh, I know Braun Strowman definitely has used it, but Mr. Ryback, I remember hearing a story about CM Punk where Ryback, he was supposed to throw CM Punk like he military pressed him and supposed to throw him onto a table. He missed the table completely, and CM Punk said he tilted his pelvis and he was out for 3 weeks, and Vince made him wrestle Ryback for the WWE Championship weeks after he got out of surgery. Boy, but Ryback, I don't think from what other wrestlers have said, he is not a very safe wrestler to work with. And I've seen it. It seems like he gets a little overzealous. He don't know how to hold back his strength. He don't protect his opponents when he slams them or anything like that. Like, he's full force. He's like Brock Lesnar without a limiter. Brock Lesnar, it looks devastating when Brock Lesnar hits you, but it's really nothing. It really don't look like nothing. He is intense, but he knows how to hold back his strength because Brock Lesnar is a professional. So, but
he's been hitting the steroid jackpot ever since.
But Braun Strowman, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Reached new heights in featuring a syringe hanging out near his body. Sink, bro, you can't make this.
Oh wow!
But fear not, for Strowman,
that's crazy.
A disappearing act on the photo and offered an explanation. He claimed that the syringe was simply a companion to his daily B12 shots. And if you thought things couldn't get any funnier,
Crazy.
The Undertaker himself came to Strowman's defense in an interview with Joe Rogan, whilst, admitting to his own steroid
We
use.
know
So
Undertaker has
yeah,
used it.
Strowman's muscles are all natural. Talk about a twist in the wrestling world, guy. I'm kidding. And finally, many people, including...
Oh, hell yeah. Jinder Mahal? Oh, hell yeah. This dude was juiced to the fucking gills, bruh. Jinder Mahal, hell yeah. He definitely was. I remember when he first had his run in the WWE with 3MB with Drew McIntyre and Heath Slater. Yes. He looked like an average Joe. But then when he came back and won his first WWE championship from Randy Orton, he was used to the fucking gills and he had very visible gyno. Everybody knew that my man's was on something. And veins were popping out. He just looked like a whole different person. Yes, bro.
Fans and even bodybuilders have jokingly suggested that Jinder Mahal must
Look.
have used steroids to gain such impressive muscle growth and definition upon his return to the company in 2016. But even when Mahal didn't get much screen time on TV, he managed to secure a title shot by winning a match to become the #1 contender. And in a hilarious turn of events, with some assistance from the Singh brothers, Jinder Mahal defeated Orton and became the WWE champion by distracting Orton near the end of the match. Many speculated this was due to the expansion plan WWE had in India, whilst others believed Vince just loved the body transformation and couldn't get enough of it. However, Jinder Mahal was playfully defending himself using steroids, claiming that his success is solely the result of his dedicated workout routine and commitment to a healthy diet.
Oh boy. I mean, understandably so. Even though you take steroids, you still have to put in the work. Yes, we know that. We know you have to put in the work, even though you still take steroids. We know nutrition still has to be on point in order to maximize how you look. Even though you take steroids, you still have to put in that work. You don't just take steroids and automatically get big. No, you still have to put in that work. But the type of look, how you look within that time frame from 2014? Was it 2013, 2014, 3MB or something? I forgot what, but I know it wasn't 5 years. He's been in the gym to look as vascular as that and then have visible gyno. That's not just hard work and healthy diet. I'm pretty sure it is, but you also got to sprinkle some PEDs in there too. Oh yeah. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but don't be lying to people. You can't lie to people, bruh. Don't lie to people.
In fact, Mahal proudly proclaims that he has never once failed a drug test throughout his wrestling career.
That doesn't.
Come on, guys, let's look at the side effects. Let's see if he has any of them. Okay, he has
The acne,
back, bulging veins, and I believe
the gyno.
say he may have been on something, as these are common side effects, right? So until that day comes, all the speculations
and he's having a little bit of hair loss too.
Good-natured banter. I love all these guys, and we're just doing these videos for fun. With roids, you still have to have a killer workout to have
exactly.
not discrediting their hard work. All
Exactly.
Are amazing, right? So make sure to like and subscribe. Watch.
Exactly. You know, even though these superstars take steroids, they still put their bodies on the line, and we appreciate every single one of them. You know, and I know they really can't say in public that they use it or not because they know they have kids watching and stuff. You know, you don't want to leave the wrong impression on impressionable kids or even teens, you know, because these people, they look up to these wrestlers, and knowing that they do performance enhancement drugs can really shatter their dreams or break their hearts. So you can't do that. You know, they're like kids superheroes. So we know they can't do that. But of course, the adults, we know that you're doing that. You know, and it's fine. At the end of the day, it's your life. You know, you do what you want to do. You do what you want to do. Be sure to take care of yourself and everything like that. we know even though you're taking steroids, you still have to have the right nutrition. You still have to work out regularly. You still have to be disciplined. It's not just inject and then see results. No, you have to inject and still put in the same amount of work as if you didn't take steroids too. So yes, we know. We absolutely know. And these superstars, they put their lives on the line every night to wrestle, taking these bumps every single week, every single day, to training, traveling, not seeing their families for days, weeks, years at a time. We know. Trust me. So it is appreciated, but we also do know that you do take the roids, and it's fine. You know, it's your life. But that is the end of this video. Y'all be sure to check out my boy here. His video will be linked down in the description. I like his style. His style of videos is pretty, like, he has comedic timing and it's not just boring, you know. So I like his videos. I'll definitely be looking more at his videos. But this is the end of this video. Please give your boy a like and please subscribe. You know, it helps me out a lot. More reaction videos coming soon, more WWE videos coming soon. But this is your boy Icy Dreams signing out.